Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raid's Offense. Today we have returned to Light Season, which is always fun. I actually ended up making a rather annoying mistake later on in the season. I was executing a Gale Force strategy, and as I was about to take out one of the last two enemies, I realized that the final foe, a Sylvia, would not survive the enemy phase due to a miscalculation that I made, and I wouldn't be able to get either Aether structure unless I sacrificed a unit. I ended up just missing both Aether structures, which was annoying, but oh well. Other than that blip, I was pretty happy with how this season turned out, so let's go ahead and get into these battles. Today's first map looks like it was designed to simply minimize lift loss, using 2 Dark Mythics and 4 in-season legendary heroes. That said, the setup actually looks reasonably effective, with good space coverage and a healthy sprinkling of guaranteed follow-up effects to keep attackers on their toes. Probably the best thing you can do to make your life easier on this map is to place a ranged tank here and break the healing tower. That way, you can take on Gunther and Lucina on the enemy phase, and not need to worry about the latter using future vision to get to your backline. With no refreshers on the map, Idunn, Hrid, and Sothis will not be able to reach the space. And after that, as long as you've brought a unit that can deal with Hrid, it should be a matter of simple cleanup. Edelgard being stuck in the corner will allow you to grab the Aether structures and, if need be, slowly chip her down from over the barriers. Alright, I'm going to send in my Dragon Armor raiding party here, because Idunn, Hrid, and Gunthra depend so heavily on debuffs, and Idunn doesn't ever have debuffs. She has status effects, negative status effects, but debuffs, Demonic Breath negates those quite nicely. The Heavy Trap didn't affect her, I wasn't really expecting it to. I'm not actually sure if Heavy Traps are even possible to level up to the point where they affect 65 plus HP. But I do know for a fact that most people don't have heavy traps that do that. So, no problems here. Fortunately, Idunn was able to deal exact damage to KO Hrid. If not, it wouldn't have really been a problem. I could have just had her enemy phase him. With the Iceberg activation, she would have one-rounded him anyway. But on the enemy phase, she should be able to take out Idunn, Gunthra, and Lucina. Not necessarily in that order, though it depends if Idunn attacks first. And she does. That will be the order indeed, since Gunther has to attack next because Lucina doesn't have a space to attack from. And after that, Sothis will advance, and poor Edelgard's just stuck behind the buildings, and we'll have to see what I want to do as far as cleaning Sothis up and taking the Aether structures. I'm thinking I'm going to be able to have air handle the Aether structures, at least the Aether M4 up in the corner. But we'll have to see what the matchup with Sothis looks like. I think, actually... Oh, what? She missed the KO on Lucina by 1 damage. Alright, that's fine. Actually, that's extra fine, because now she has Iceberg up. So she's definitely going to be able to take down Sothis here. So, I'm going to go ahead and have her do that. Oh yeah, definitely. Perfect. And once I've taken care of that, I think I can have Air start advancing up towards the top right corner. She should be able to break the Bolt Tower, and after that, I'll use Nagi to reposition Peony over towards Air. Then she can refresh her, and I'll just have Air move straight up 2 spaces. She'll be able to get the fountain on the Amphoria on the next turn. And actually, let me go ahead and flip Peony back over here. That will provide the Flower of Joy bonuses to Idunn when she breaks the Aether Fountain, which will help her one-shot Edelgard. I don't really think it would be a problem if she didn't one-shot Edelgard, but let's go ahead and just make extra sure she can do that. I don't think she'd have a problem if she couldn't. Yeah, Edelgard only deals 0s anyway, so oh well. The next map up features a pretty interesting strategy meant to punish enemy phase approaches. The basic idea is that if you stick a unit in Titania's range, she will attack and apply Panic with the Legion's Axe effect. Then, Ursula will come down to hit your unit, taking advantage of any debuffs and reversed buffs with her blue Crotome. Finally, if that's not enough to take you down, Kyria will advance and receive Olivia's Refresh, allowing her to attack as well. It's a neat strategy with good color coverage. Titania is also set up to hinder Gale Force approaches with Guard, but with all that said, there are a few approach options available. First, you can simply tank it all. This will only work if you avoid applying field buffs, or if your unit has a skill that neutralizes penalties. A well-invested ranged tank might even be able to pull it off, since Titania's offenses aren't exactly the greatest. Another option is to break the Fae statue and Aether Amphoria on the left, and get the AI moving by attacking Sothis with a ranged unit, who you'll need to smite in if he or she isn't a flyer. Unfortunately, this could be tricky. Between ARD, Speed Res, Wrath, Sirius, and Quick Riposte, she's fairly hard to take down. If you can manage it, though, you can use a refresh and reposition maneuver to get out of danger, and then respond once the AI makes its move. Just make sure to keep in mind the fact that Kyria's refreshed range actually extends one space past Titania's. Fortunately for me, Idunn actually neutralizes this map's entire strategy, so it would be pretty foolish of me not to send her in here. Let me go ahead and, actually, the first thing I want to do is break this throne here, and that will allow me to stick Peony in the same row as Idunn, provide those long-range bonuses with Flower of Joy. So Titania should attack first, and she will apply Legion's Axe to all of Idunn's 0 buffs, not that it would even matter because reverse buffs are neutralized by Demonic Breath during combat anyway. So, let's take a look at, Escutcheon. So she might actually survive this, and she does indeed on 3 HP, but there's no Wings of Mercy on this map, so no follow-up at all from Titania, or anything that might have warped to her. Ursula also deals 0 damage just because she has no debuffs to take advantage of, and airs Tamari applied, reducing her already low attack to pretty insignificant amounts. Let's take a look at Kyria. This is the only one I'm really worried about, and I needn't have worried at all because that's only 14 damage. That's actually much less than I was expecting her to deal, especially since Idunn has no field buffs or anything. She just has, Demonic Breath +4, and then Nagi with Ward Armor +4 and Ally Support +1. So, alright, I was expecting a little more, but I'm not going to complain. Let me go ahead and take out Titania here, and then I will go ahead and refresh Idunn with Raphael and just move her up 1 space into the range of Olivia and Yoon. And after that, I will go ahead and get Air over to the left-hand side so she can take out the Aether Amphorae. Technically not required since this is my last battle of the season, just as a matter of good practice. You'll probably hear me say that a lot in regards to picking up Aether structures on my last battle of the season. So this should be pretty easy cleanup here. I'm gonna just go ahead and let it play out.
By my will. Death's caress.
Yes. Take my hand.
Ready. I will lead.
Today's final map is a super high investment Spring Breeze cav line, using premium inheritance and maxed merge levels on everyone except Ramimond to push the difficulty a few levels beyond that of the average cav line setup. Note in particular the use of budding bow and heavy speed stacking to prevent enemy follow-ups, and panic smoke on the bow cavalry to punish the use of field buffs. On this map in particular, Harsh Command Plus is also used to eliminate debuffs and panic, and Bramimond carries Def Res Ruse and Attack Feint to further threaten anything that might try to bait out the cavalry, though obviously he can't get to Bernadetta. This map's big downfall, in my opinion, is that it kind of defies the very principle upon which Cavlins are based, which is to force AI aggression on turn 1, and then overwhelm the enemy with a swarm of 3 move-ranged cavalry. Now, it does accomplish the first objective reasonably well. However, by using Harsh Command Plus, the second part, where the swarm of cavalry comes down, knocking on your front door to sweep up whatever the first wave didn't cover, can be prevented entirely. The Harsh Command users will be stuck at the top of the map, cleansing their allies instead of rushing the attacking team. The result is that if you can survive the first wave, you have a fighting chance of dealing with the rest of the enemies, which will continue their delayed advance and allow you to take them on one by one. Obviously, this is easier said than done, and to maximize your chances, you'll definitely want to apply debuffs too, and be able to engage both Bernadetta and Reinhardt on the first turn, which provides the most predictable enemy movement pattern. I did end up doing this, so I'll go ahead and get into my approach now. I'll be sending in my Dragon Armor raiding party for this battle. My plan is to have Idunn at the edge of Bernadetta's range and Nagi at the edge of Reinhardt's range on turn 1, and that is basically going to force the interaction of Erica uses Harsh Command on Bernadetta, Lynn uses Harsh Command on Reinhardt, Bramimond rallies Reinhardt, and then Bernadetta and Reinhardt attack. Unfortunately, due to Bernadetta's budding bow and the attack feint from Bramimond, neither Idunn nor Nagi are going to be able to KO their the unit they're baiting, but that's okay. So I'm also note that I broke the breakable block in front of Nagi and the bolt tower in front of Idunn. That's for two reasons. One, on the player phase, I want Nagi and Idunn to be able to attack the unit that they baited out. And two, Yoon has Wings of Mercy. Now, the reason that's important is that what I've noticed is that if the AI uses Wings of Mercy to warp to a target and they are not planning to use an assist skill, they tend to warp to the space in front of the target. So what I'm ensuring by breaking those structures is no matter who Yoon chooses to warp to here, because she could warp to either one, and I don't want to know what the rules are, she will find herself squarely in Air's crosshairs. She'll just be able to fly up and take her right out. So that's exactly what I need to ensure that I can survive these next few phases. That's really annoying how she just came 3 damage short, but oh well. And as I mentioned, Yoon warps in front of Reinhardt, so I'll just have Air take her down. Oh, interesting. Yoon deals 18 damage to Air, and then plus the 6 burn damage from Fury. That's actually going to put Air under half HP, so my refreshers will now be able to warp to her. And since she doesn't heal herself, they'll be able to do that for the entire rest of the map, which is very nice. So I can actually go ahead and have Nagi take out Reinhardt.
Good.
And then I will have Idunn take out Bernadetta. And once I've done that, I will definitely need to use Peony to refresh Idunn. And the reason for that is I need to get the Gentle Dream Warp bonus on her so that she can get out of range of Erica. In her current state, she unfortunately cannot take a round of combat with Erica. She's just too fast, and that special activation's going to take her down. And I like it when Idunn doesn't get taken down, so I'm going to go ahead and avoid that. I think I also need to get a refresh onto Air. I'll go ahead and have Raphael do that now, because Air definitely does not want to stay in her current location because Lyn will take her down very easily. And one other thing I wanted to note here with the positioning is that from my observation, the AI tends to use rallies from a quote-unquote safest location. I don't know if there's a better terminology for that. But what I'm getting at is I think Bramimond's going to use his rally from the space above Lyn, not the space to the right. So what that means is Nagi won't have to take the ruse and the attack feint from Bramimond's B and Seal passives, which allows Nagi to take Lyn, or survive the round of combat with Lyn, because Special Fighter stops her Ruptured Sky from charging up, and Soul gives her the healing she needs to take both hits. Now, I'm in a pretty good position. I have successfully managed to force the enemy to advance at basically a snail's pace relative to what a cav line should be doing. Just exploiting the enemy's skills. And what I want to do now is I need to take out Lyn, and then I want to look towards trying to get my armors back together so they can take advantage of armor march and ally support bonuses and all that good stuff. So I think I can do that by warping Peony up to Nagi. And once Gentle Dream has been applied, she can then warp to Raphael, and I guess actually I can go ahead and take out this Aether Fountain now. I probably could have taken that out last turn, it wouldn't have really mattered. And then after Raphael refreshes Nagi, she can then warp to Air, and Idunn just moves one space over, and then I guess I'll move Air over as well, just in case Erica decides to move to a space that she can target. I'm not really expecting her to, but we'll see what happens. Okay, she doesn't. It all kind of looks like Erica has trapped Peony here, but that's not really the case because she can use Wings of Mercy to warp to either Idunn or Air, so that's going to suit my purposes perfectly fine. I actually need to get Air over to the left-hand side so she can take out the Aether Amphore. It's turn 4, so that should be totally fine. I have plenty of time to do that. Let me move Nagi so she can have some space to work with. Get Air over, refresh with Raphael, and then I'll flip her over here and take out the Dark Shrine, and Peony just warps all the way to the other side of the map, and I'm now set up to take the Amphore. We'll have to see how these guys move now. Oh, wow, that that split literally could not have been better. Can Raphael actually take Erica down? Oh, he can. Nice, thanks to color advantage and bonus unit stats, and that's kind of a funky animation, but okay. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, take out the Aether Amphore, and then let's go ahead and refresh. Wait, no, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is move Nagi, and then warp Peony up to Air, refresh Nagi, and then thanks to Gentle Dream, Nagi can warp to Air, right into Bramimond's range. Let me actually double check this. 51 attack, 57 with sturdy impact, no low attack res. I'd be surprised if he even does any damage here. So let me just go ahead and pop her down, and we'll see how this matchup goes. Wonderful. All right, so that was a pretty tough map, but thanks to some very solid contributions from Idunn and especially Nagi, I was able to pull out the victory.
I will finish what I started.
And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. I know I had a lot of fun being able to break out the Dragon Armor team again. It's pretty interesting how a lot of this week's maps were super unfriendly towards the Gale Force team, but very, very friendly to the Dragon Armor team. I guess it just goes to show how fickle Aether Raids can be sometimes. Anyway, next week we go back into Astra season with the third week straight of this bonus rotation, so I will be using Duo Micaiah again as my bonus unit. That's always fun. And at the end of it all, I hope to have another Aether Raids offense video for you to watch and hopefully enjoy. So with all that said, thank you so very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.